That was good. That was really good, 20th Century Fox, because for a second, I really thought that was the movie. But obviously, that has to be a joke. Because after stuff like X-Men Origins Wolverine, there's no way in hell we would see a movie, a comic book movie, that fucking awful. Fantastic Four, the 2015 movie, is the worst Fantastic Four movie I've ever seen. And that is fucking hard, considering what we've had. Fantastic Four from 2005 is awful. But that movie looks like freaking Mad Max Fury Road compared to this. That movie was entertaining. What happened to this movie? At least with Fantastic Four, you had, it was 2005. There wasn't that many comic book movies coming out. And the ones that were coming out were a little goofier than what we get now. And you had a terrible director, Tim Story, who I thought was awful. But before Fantastic Four, and now he's even worse. But what the... You had a guy that did Chronicle, great movie, really good low-budget superhero, supervillain origin story, which would have been perfect for this, because this is what that both is. This is a superhero / supervillain origin story. Perfect director choice. And then you had a great cast with Miles Teller, who's a great actor, Kate Mara, who's great as well. You got Michael B. Jordan, who was just in that Fruitvale Station, and he's going to be in Creed, both, well... Fruitvale Station was great. The Creed movie looks great too, hopefully. I hope after this. And of course Jamie Bell, who's been in a lot of stuff recently. And he's in a new show, Turn, and I heard he's really good in that. It's a great cast. Young, sure, but great. This movie is an abomination of shit. This movie sucks so fucking hard. I'm sorry I'm cursing. I don't care. It's YouTube. Get over it. It is so freaking bad, this movie. It's an hour and 40 minutes long. I'm going to tell you the story here. The story here follows Miles Teller's character, Reed Richards, who is a genius. He's created a way to teleport yourself to the next dimension. What's the dimension that he wants to go to? Who knows? They don't explain it. No one explains it. It doesn't matter. It's just another dimension where green stuff turns people into superheroes. By the way... So who cares? He wants to go there for some reason. I don't know, change the world or something. Maybe, I don't know, save the world somehow with this, going to a different dimension. Who knows? I do this a lot. I flail my arms around a lot when I don't know. But, so he as a kid, he's like a boy genius. And later on when he's like 20 years old, he's like, hey, I know how to crack dimensional travel. So he goes to the dimension with a bunch of other people, the Fantastic Dicks, and then something happens where, stuff is exploding in that dimension, and then they all get turned into fantastic guys. And then one's a rock man, one's a flame dude, another girl turns invisible, and then Miles Teller's character can stretch his arms with terrible special effects. And later on, another guy gets turned into a metal man with some green shit on his face, and he's like, hey, I'm Dr. Doom, cloak. I'm going to blow up people's brains out of their heads, and then I'm going to go and destroy Earth for no reason. So that's the story of the Fantastic Four. Fantastically amazing. I loved it. It's so good. It was fucking awful. So yeah, this is an hour and 40-minute origin story, and that's pretty short considering other Marvel films out there like Avengers Age of Ultron, and even Ant-Man. Ant-Man's not 2 hours, but it's close. But the thing that the Marvel studio films do correctly is give us characters and even dialogue and action scenes and CG that are either entertaining or likable or good to look at. Visually it's nice, all that stuff. You get the good stuff from Marvel. When you get to Fox, they do X-Men right. Most of the time. They haven't done X-Men wrong since Origins, probably, and that's been, 6 years? So they've done X-Men right for the most part since. But when it comes to Fantastic Four, they have not done one thing right. And this movie is an hour of bullshit character development, and I would even say it's character development. I mean, you don't get any sense of them liking each other. Hell, I don't even think Johnny Storm and Sue Storm really have any interaction at all. There's one scene where Sue Storm's like, I'm glad to have you, and he's like, I'm glad to have you too. That's it. You never feel like they're brother or sister ever. And sure, they're not related brother and sister. You know, Sue Storm was adopted, but that doesn't matter. They're supposed to live with each other for almost their entire life. You never feel like they are siblings. Never in this entire movie. And you never feel like any of them like each other. You barely get any scenes with them all together, besides at the end when they have to fight Doctor Doom. And that's another thing. Oh my God. Toby Kebbell, I like that actor. I like him a lot. Ever since I saw him in Rock'n'Rolla, I thought he was great, and I really loved him as Koba in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. He was so good in that. But man, I feel so bad for that guy because he is a great actor, and right after his best role, he gets the worst villain I've seen in quite a long time. One of the best villains last year, and this year he plays one of the worst. Like, Doom is so bad. First of all, he looks terrible. He really does. When I first saw him in the trailer, I was like, there's a side shot. He looks pretty decent there. But man, when you see him in the movie, first of all, you don't see him until like an hour and 10 minutes into this movie. That's right. The last 30 minutes is where you actually see Doom in full metal head costume with the robe on. And when he comes out of nowhere. He's just like, I want to destroy the world. Why? I don't know. There's no reason why he wants to destroy the world. There's literally no reason. Because he likes the other dimension a lot, I guess. And there's no reason. It's so rushed. It's just like, we need a climax now. Get Doom in here. All right, tell the Fantastic Four I'm going to destroy this world. Okay, now fight. Like, that's really it. It might as well just be a bunch of Fantastic Four toy figurines fighting. Because it's so stupid and so dumb and so rushed that would probably be more entertaining to watch, both story-wise and action-wise, because, man, when it gets to the Fantastic Four get together finally throughout an hour and a half of bullshit, boring exposition with terrible side plots, with embarrassing writing and acting at parts, and bad CG here and there, and very, very few actual action scenes, when it gets to the last 10 minutes where it's supposed to be the Fantastic Four come together and fight Doctor Doom, it is one of the worst fight scenes I've ever seen because it's so slow, it doesn't utilize any of their abilities, and at the end they're like, we have to work as a team. And literally right when Reed Richards says that, Mr. Fantastic, 20 seconds later the battle ends, and then the movie's just like, we saved the day. I was like, no way. No way. That battle has to keep going a little bit. There's no way it's done. It's done. Oh, and they ripped off the Avengers Age of Ultron ending, where, Avengers, and it ends. Same thing here, except we should call ourselves and then it ends. It's abysmal. It's so bad. It really is. What's the positives? The scene where they get turned into the Fantastic Four is decent. It's well done. It is. It's actually okay. You actually feel the pain from the Thing, and even Reed Richards at times. Also, the CG for the Thing and Human Torch look pretty good, but there's a lot of really bad CG, especially that last 10 minutes where it's all green screened and they're in the other dimension that I mentioned before. And by the way, they go to that place about 5 times in this movie. By the way, there's only like 4 locations in this movie: the forest, the laboratory, the high school, and then the freaking other world. That's the only 4 you go to. You never see any of the world. You look at the poster of this movie, it's a freaking lie. It shows, like, it looks like meteors coming down, and you see, like, the Earth, not the Earth, the city, like, in the background and stuff. They never are in the city, and there's no meteor shower or whatever. So that's a lie right there. And also, let me tell you what, the trailer is bullshit in this, because what you get in the trailer is exactly what you get in this movie. Everything in the trailer is in this movie. And I'm not kidding. All the action is in this movie. There's no differences. If you see the trailer and you look at the action, that's pretty much the exact action scene. Except maybe a couple of scenes where Reed Richards is like, I'm weak. I'm going to stretch my arm out a little bit. That's it. There's no differences. You see, if you look up any, like all of the trailers and clips online, you've seen all of the action in this movie. So if you're coming into this going, I want to see them fight, you're not going to get it. Fuck you. Not the audience, not you. Not you. Fuck you, Fox. Like, seriously? Are you kidding me? In this day and age where superhero movies are so overcrowded, you're going to release this garbage that is not even as good as the original Fantastic Four? And no, I'm talking about the 90s one. Don't think I forgot about that one. It's not even good as that. At least that one actually had a little bit of heart and a really low budget. and it actually tried to be entertaining. This one, it's just like they demanded it not to be entertaining. No, 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 don't put that action scene. It's too entertaining. Lower the budget, make that CG look like shit. Make sure the thing looks okay so when we put him on a poster, at least he looks cool, so more people will come in. And that's it. We're done here. Good job, Josh Trank. Go direct a fucking shitty indie movie now. Like, because that's all you'll be directing after this. 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Woohoo! Like, you're gonna get so many directing roles after this. Hey, Whiplash Kid, come here. Say a really awkwardly written line. Oh, we're friends. Yeah, good job. Now go beat up a drum set. Fucking... I'm done. I'm gonna give this. I'm done. I'm really. Everything is trash in this movie. Like I said, the scene where they're getting turned into the Fantastic Four, and a couple of the actors. Jamie Bell does good, and also Reggie E. Cathy, who plays Johnny Storm's father, is good in this, and he has a good voice. That's it. I can't think of anything else. There's no end scene clip either, like a stinger for the next movie. So at least they knew that most likely they weren't gonna have a sequel. So they didn't tease anything for the sequel at all. That's it. I have to give this a really low score. It's embarrassing and an insult. This movie is an insult. If you watch this and you like it, there's something wrong with you. You're wrong. I'm sorry. You're wrong. If you really like this movie, you're wrong. You don't know better. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know that sounds like a dick thing to say. You just don't know better. I'm not calling you an idiot. You just don't know better. You just haven't seen good movies. I'm sorry. You're stupid. No, I'm just kidding. You're dumb. You're an idiot. Okay? You're stupid, and I'm right, and you're wrong. And I'm better than you. I get more women. I get more money. I'm sexier. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no. You should definitely reevaluate your life because there's something wrong. But, I wonder how many subscribers I'm losing today. I don't care. I'm rich, bitch. I'm not rich. Anyway, Fantastic Four sucked. I'm going to give it a... You know what? I'm going to give it a 4 out of 40. Fantastic 4 out of 40. A 1 out of 10. That's what it translates to. And I know some people will be like, oh, come on, that's too harsh. I am dead serious. I'd rather watch Pixels than this. I'd rather watch Mordecai than this. I'd rather watch Taken 3, the worst action movie of this year until Fantastic Four, than watch this again. And maybe just like structure wise and movie making wise is not as bad as those movies, but at least those movies I was expecting it to be bad. This movie, it had a huge budget, it had so much potential, it had a great director, and it had a studio backing it, and it just failed. They didn't care. They either sabotaged this movie because they didn't give a shit, or Josh Trank is just a terrible director, and he got lucky once with Chronicle. Yeah, 4 out of 40, 1 out of 10. This movie is an insult. It's an insult. It really is. I'm not lying. It's an insult. It is truly an insult to everybody that watches it. There you go. That's it. That's all I got. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that review. Thank you. And until next time, goodbye.